You're listening to Podcast PXN,
a video game podcast,
delivering player experience news.
Let's go! What is up, guys, and welcome to Podcast PXN, episode 320. I am one of your hosts, Daniel Priddle, aka Dan is DTM on, yes, still Twitter, and I'm joined over Discord by the Nintendo aficionado and art. I don't know why I was going to say art. Yes, you are an artist extraordinaire, but hardcore casual himself, Roshan Warner.
Hello, hello.
Hello. I went into autopilot there for a second. That was the problem.
That's okay.
We are also joined again, back-to-back weeks, returning to us, the host of Large Popcorn and video producer at The Gamer, Christian Macias at ISO Christian.
be careful in the gym.
And our resident Embark Glazer and my fellow Spartan, Gage Dempster at Gilbo Biggins.
reporting for duty, ready to glaze.
Glaze on, but not in the gym.
Was Christian's comment a warning or like a threat? I couldn't tell which one it was. Be careful in the gym, or be careful in the gym. You know?
That's how you interpret it, bro.
Fair enough.
Death of the author in real time.
Be careful in the gym. Meanwhile, come bench press 300 pounds here. I'll spot you.
Would you? I can't.
You think I'm going to be able to spot you fucking 300 pounds? I can't even barely fucking lift the bar, probably. Fuck.
Nah, you're stronger than that. Bar's 45 pounds.
No, I know. I could do the bar, but not much added to the bar, though. Thank you to everyone joining us live and participating in the chat. Just as a reminder, we are live each and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on youtube.com/podcastpxn and twitch.tv/podcastpxn as well. The topic of the show this week, guys, is our 2025 Game of the Year. We've made it here. We did it. The year is closed. We have our games of the year. But before we get there, quick housekeeping here. Next week's episode, we are going to do 2026 predictions on next week's episode. And I think Christian's going to join us for that one as well. He's going to do a three-peat. So, with that being said, let's move into our topic of the show. Now, before... Nobody heard that because I still have it muted.
But I did. It's all that matters. It makes me happy.
Our topic of the show. So, before we get into our Game of the Year and Discovery of the Year, which we will be talking about as well, we're going to go over a little bit of a history lesson, a walk down PXN history here. Do you guys want to go in reverse? Do you want to go all the way back to 2019 and move forward? Or do you want me to go 2024 and back?
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay. So, starting off here, and I went back to the audio files to figure all this out, because in 2019, Sean and I were on some serious drugs or something. I don't know, because in 2019, we didn't order any of our games in terms of like what were our favorites were and which ones were the best and all of that. We ordered them by release order for some odd reason. So we went down the calendar and talked about our Game of the Years in release order. So, but listening to the episode, I think we would agree that Control was the 2019 Game of the Year based on what Sean and I's conversations were in that episode. That is my speculation. I'm not officially stamping that in, but that's what I gathered from that.
I remember people thinking that was a weak year at the Game Awards, but I played a bunch of 2019 games in 2020 and beyond. I actually think 2019 was actually pretty strong.
Yeah.
Control being one of them.
Yeah, The Outer Worlds was my game of the year in 2019, but Sean did say that Control was his game of the year, and he didn't even play Outer Worlds, so that's why Control, I figured that would be the win.
It would average out to be the game
Right.
of the year.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So then we move forward to 2020. And of course, Roshan joins us for 2020. I don't think Christian, were you on 2020s yet?
Who knows?
I don't think so, because I think it was just me and Ro for that one. And then 21,
Okay.
it's like it's everybody. 2020's game of the year. Now it was just
Animal Crossing.
It was just to preface, it was just me and Ro on the episode. Sean was not on that episode. And my 2020 game of the year, what was it? I don't even. Oh, okay. Yes, I have it right here. Mine personal one was Miles Morales. Ro's was The Last of Us Part 2. Of course, I didn't play Last of Us Part 2 at that time because I was mad. And I surmise that Sean's game of the year, even though he wasn't on the episode, I know his thoughts on The Last of Us Part 2, and that would have been his game of the year that year. So Last of Us Part 2 would have been our 2020 game of the year. And then
Was that really on 2021? Is this true?
You were.
We think?
You were, because I have four games listed here. Actually, Gage was also on 2021. So
I have a crazy top 5 for that year.
You have,
I'm following along as you keep going. I have my backlog open.
so 2021, moving forward to there, we have a lot of crazy games, as Christian alluded to. We've got Life is Strange True Colors, we've got Returnal, we've got Metroid Dread, we've got Resident Evil Village, we've got The Forgotten City, we've got Hitman 3, we've got Metroid Dread, all these games. Somebody picked Halo Infinite. Couldn't guess who did that. But
Sean.
Yeah, Sean was gone. He was gone. The 2021, believe it or not, Sean only picked in the 2019 game of the year. That was the only one he was on. 2021 game of the year was Forza Horizon 5.
Whoa.
Dan,
You know
if
what?
I remember right, go ahead.
Yes.
No, I was just gonna say I can see it. I can totally see it.
After this episode, you played based on Rose and I's discussion of it. You played before your eyes.
I did, correct.
Remember that game?
Yes. Yeah. I don't think, did Ro play? Did Ro even play it at this time? I think we both played it after you, right?
I remember
knows?
playing it because of Christian, so I
Right.
don't know if that was like the. I think Christian got me to play it, and then we both got you to play it. I think it was something like that. But yeah, I'm looking at my list now too from that year, and Before Your Eyes was number 4 out of 7 games I had chosen
Hell
that
yeah.
year. Pretty good.
Hell yeah. And then we move forward to 2022, which the game of the year for 2022 is God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, never mind.
Some would say the better God of War game. Dan would.
How the fuck did we arrive at that conclusion again?
Yeah, what the hell?
That's how the points shaked out. Sometimes, if somebody has it at 3, someone's got it at 4,
Right,
someone's got it at, and I had it at 1 that year, I think. So that definitely helped. So okay. This is awesome.
That was a Signalis year.
Oh,
That was my game of the
Signalis.
year. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Here we go.
2023, which I have a funny side note when I was listening back to the audio. Christian's comment on this game is, Christian says he can't wait for Daniel to finish it to explore all the secrets of this game. And Dan is still at the same position now that he was at that time when Christian said this. And the game is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
God damn it.
Remember that game, Ro?
Yeah, of course.
Remember that game?
How could I forget? Oh my goodness. Daniel.
I
Daniel
know.
Prindle.
I need to get back to it.
I'm not one to talk these days, but damn, it's such a good game.
I know it is. It is. That's the worst.
The other day, I was reordering games on my backlog. I have a list. It's 5-star games only. Just kind of moving some stuff around, and I was like debating: do I move Tears of the Kingdom higher than some other Zelda games?
Wow. High praise.
Maybe
2023, high rush year as well.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have been close second, I think, to Tears of the Kingdom, if I remember correctly.
Also, Lego Fortnite.
Lego Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
I know that ranked highly on Christian's list.
It did not. I thought it was bad.
So somebody somebody drafted a Lego.
Save it.
All right.
Smartly too, I think.
That leads us to last year, which last year we introduced Discovery of the Year. And Discovery of the Year last year was nearly unanimous for us. There was one person that did not pick this game. Who was it, Christian?
You.
No.
Bro?
No. It was
Me?
you. It was
Oh.
you.
Oops.
And this game for Discovery of the Year last year was Played Up.
No way we started playing Played Up in 2024.
We
There's
did
no-
indeed. We did indeed.
It feels like it's been a staple forever.
I know.
I
Do you know
mean,
what
it
I
has.
Yeah. Almost 2 years.
That game is good.
Summer,
That game
yeah,
is really
summer of
good.
2024, I think. Yeah.
There you go. But that leads us into Game of the Year for 2024, which is a game that I hadn't played yet when we recorded this episode. I have now, and agree with our sentiments here, that Balatro was the Game of the Year last year.
Good
We are
game.
pretty based looking at this list.
Balatro and Played Up, 2 roguelikes? That's crazy.
That is crazy. All right. So that is our history lesson.
I pulled up some stuff from Backlogged.
Okay.
It's the 2025 Game of the Year results for everyone who voted in their yearly awards. I was going to do this before, but I think this will be more fun to do after we do our games.
Okay.
It'll be quick.
Okay. Do we want to start with Discovery of the Year?
Do we? I think based on what I remember, what Discovery of the Year means for us last year, it was a game that we played that did not come out last year,
Correct.
and or was in early access and has no release date yet. That
Right.
we thought was like very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down to start with that. I won't go first.
Okay. I'll gladly go first because I can't wait to see these reactions. All right. Discovery of the Year. I thought about this a lot. I wrote a whole list of games that I played this year. I could not find a single game that I enjoyed that I played last year that didn't come out last year. So, with that in mind, my discoveries of the year are my discoveries of how fucking awful these games are that I played last year that didn't come out last year. So, every single one of mine is going to be negative points. It's going to be -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. If we have 5, I don't know how many you guys have, but
What is he saying? How is he am I dumb?
I'm saying I'm picking games that are awful that didn't come out last year that I played.
I want to see where this train's going first. Hold on.
Yeah,
Save your questions
let's-
until after.
yeah. Oh, dear.
Are we doing five? Are we doing 5 games then for Discovery of the Year, or are we doing 3?
I have 5 games for like the actual game of the year list. I actually
Okay.
I don't have 5 for Discovery of the Year. No.
Okay. So, how many do we want to do?
I have more than 5, but I think 3. I think is what I can meaningfully talk about.
Okay.
Okay.
Discovery
Struggled
of the Year.
to get 5 for my game of the year, so I don't have any for Discovery.
That's
but
fair.
I'll gladly listen to your guys' discussion for sure.
That's fair. I mean, mine's just a meme. It's just gonna be
Okay.
to
I'll
light
see
a
if I get
fire.
that.
I mean, when my Discovery of the Year is going into my Steam account and seeing what games I refunded, that's probably
That's awesome.
that's
That
literally
is
what I did.
awesome.
And that leads me to my number 3 Discovery of the Year, which gets negative. Wait, I guess it would be negative 3 points. Negative 3 points goes to Oh Dear. Because I don't know, oh dear, why the fuck did we buy this game? Anyways.
To have fun.
I had exactly maybe 35 minutes of fun with that, and then I was like, "Oh dear, what am I doing with my money?"
It was $2.
Was it that cheap? I thought it was like a $5.99 type deal.
Yeah, $5 to have fun with your friends for an hour. That's money well spent.
Yeah, you could make an argument there.
It's questionable. Let's go. Ro doesn't have any Discovery of the Years, so let's go Gage. What's your first Discovery of the Year?
I think we're gonna run into some issues here because like the Discovery of the Year when we introduced it made a lot of sense because we all had something that we wanted to highlight that we all played.
Right.
But now I'm
right.
realizing like if we're all discovering different games for the first time, it's gonna be really
Correct.
hard to average this
Oh,
out.
man.
So the flaws in the armor are starting to appear. So
I have an argument for what we might consider PXN's Discovery of the Year, but it will not happen until we go into Game of the Year.
Interesting.
Oh,
Okay. So
yeah.
I mean, for me, like an easy one for me to start off with because this is the first time I played it, but the original Half-Life would be like on my list of Discovery of the Year. I mean, this game is. I mean, I'm almost. We're almost 20 years late to the party, but my God, what an incredible piece of software and video game sort of ingenuity. And like I said before, it's insane how influential this game is. So like I would have to put that on my list of Discovery of the Year.
Okay.
But nobody else has played Half-Life this year, so the waters are a little muddy.
So just to clarify, this is your number 3 Discovery of the Year, not your number 1, right?
No, that's probably my number 1. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What the hell?
Well, let me just make sure I put that here. Okay. So that is your number 1. I gave my number 3. It doesn't really matter.
Yes.
Mine's a bunch of memes. All right, Christian, what is your? I guess.
My number 3.
Okay, number 3.
Is that how that works? 3 points and then 4 points and then 5 points. I played a lot of Assetto Corsa because this is the year I got like really into. I had a racing wheel, I had a little setup, which meant that I then got into Gran Turismo 7 for the first time. I adored what that game did with the museum. There's like an in-game museum where you can take a tour of like car manufacturers that you've unlocked, and like look at cars and do like photo mode, but also like talk to people who are like real life creators of manufacturers of vehicles. I thought it was awesome. So I spent a lot of time in that game, not just like sim racing, or I guess simcade racing, but also just straight up just like treating that game as if it were a museum / documentary and reading about cars. Had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. That leads us to my second meme pick, which is also from my Steam refund library, and that is Murky Divers. And you might ask, what is this game? And I'll say, I don't fucking have any idea.
Lethal Company, but underwater.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Dan, I'm right there with you. This game in one ear and out the other. We could have, yeah. This game was certainly barely something.
All right, Gage, what is your number 2, I guess? Give us your number 2 game.
Discovery of the year. I'm actually going through. I'm trying to make it not Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2 Gary's mod is what I'm trying to not do right now. So my number 2, I would say, and this is very, very recent, but this is a 2024 game, I believe, Silent Hill 2 Remake. Which is very good. I'm in the process of playing now. I don't know how far away.
Is that how that works? Did you not start that game this year? My discovery of the year for 2025 is a game I started this year.
That's because PlateUp came out in 2023, and that's why it was our discovery of the year 2020. Or sorry, it came out in 2023, and that's the reason why we all wanted to put it on the list because we all played it for the first time in 2024. Am I wrong?
No, the remake. Yeah. Go ahead.
The remake came out in 2024. We're doing 2025's discovery of the year.
Yeah.
But like, you didn't discover it last year. You're discovering it this year. You started the game this year.
Oh, you're right. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Damn. All right, skip me. Come back to me.
Okay. Christian, what is your number 2 game then?
Dude, when I moved here, for whatever reason, booted up Subnautica, texted Gage like every night. Like, talk about like a phenomenal 30 hours. And then they immediately got into like grindy, like, oh, you have to grind for the end game to ramp up to like actually completing the game. And I was like, I've seen enough. But those first 30 hours of like discovering like the underwater parts of that game, genuinely phenomenal. I thought it was like actually really, really good. I had a great time with Subnautica.
Oh yeah,
that's a really good pick.
Gage, do you know your number 2 pick now? Or are you still deliberating with yourself?
I mean, I don't want to do it. I don't want my entire list to just be Valve, but like,
I mean, it can be. That's what it is.
That might be what it is. I mean, number 2, I guess I have to do. I'm gonna have to do Half-Life 2, which I think is only under Half-Life because Half-Life was the one that started it all. But I mean, I think I could make a case for Half-Life 2 being a better game, but in terms of like a discovery of an experience of sitting down and be like, oh fuck, this is what everybody's raving about. Like Half-Life edges above it, I think slightly, but yeah, Half-Life 2 would be on number 2 then.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. So Dan's final.
I was
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was reading about Dead Space recently, the original Dead Space, and one of the inspirations for that game was Half-Life 2. Specifically, what's his name? Alex? No. What's the main character's name from?
Gordon Freeman.
Gordon Freeman.
Oh.
Yeah. The silent protagonist.
All right. So my last game that I've discovered how awful it is a game where you're fucking doing a mundane job, like you're working an 8 to 5. Why the fuck anyone wants to buy this, play this? Gage Dempster, I'm looking at you, and it is Supermarket Simulator for -1 point.
-1.
So wait, that is at the peak?
That's the peak. Yeah.
That is the best game that you wish you didn't play this year.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess, Gage, we know your third pick, but go ahead and say it.
Well, hold on. Actually, I'm just doing because this is the thing that I had to check is like
audible
when
on.
games actually released or if they're even still in early access. Because I might actually have a real.
Oh, well then, Christian, if you have your
Please, yeah.
third one, or I'm sorry, your first
Yeah, man.
one, we're backwards.
My number one
because-
pick?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
backwards because of Sorry.
Favorite discovery of the year that I played last year was Arcane Austin. Is it Austin? Arcane Studios is Prey.
Hell yeah.
What I would consider one of the best Sims ever made. Could not believe this game went under my radar for so long. I only played like the demo when it first came out, and then I ended up just booting up the game for work. It's like, is there something here for work that I can do? And I immediately like fell in love with the game. Thought it was phenomenal. One of the coolest systems in that game is the more you mod yourself, the more the like automated turrets don't detect you as human anymore. So you start giving away your humanity, and they see you as alien, and they start attacking you. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yes, they cooked with that
What a
game.
game.
Some might say they should have made a second one of that instead of Redfall.
That is like the sort of rotten cherry on top of that whole Sunday of the whole Redfall debacle. Is that that we got this instead of that studio doing what they wanted to do, which was a Prey 2 sequel.
Don't forget,
Prey
I mean, it
sequel, I
was
should say.
the CEOs, right, that kind of forced them to do that.
Absolutely.
Bummer.
Indeed. Gage, do you have this would be your number 3 pick?
Right, which I think I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna abstain actually.
Abstain? Wow.
Incredible.
I'm gonna abstain because if we're giving and this is the thing, none of us have a game that lines up with each other. But I'll just shift the conversation slightly to like if we had to nominate one as the PXN's official, like I feel like Prey is a great discovery of the year. Like if you've not,
You don't have
Yeah.
to convince me.
You'll agree with me by the time we get into our game of the year discussions what we think, what I suggest our discover of the year should be.
okay.
Even Ro will be like, yes, I agree.
Interesting. I'm interested to know what that is. Interesting. All right. So I guess to be determined what that will be after our game of the year discussion.
Yep.
All
So
right.
far, our number ones are Prey and Half-Life, and our
True.
in last place is Oh Dear with -3.
That's awesome. All right. Let's go into our game of the year discussion. Same thing. We're gonna go round robin, go reverse order. So start with your number 5 game. Yes, Christian?
Honorable mentions first.
Good point. Yes. Good honorable mentions first. Point system, I think we do the same as last year, where we do 5 points for your number 1 game and then down reverse. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, honorable mentions. Who wants to start us off with our honorable mentions? If any.
I have one or two that I might talk about. Last year, I played 30 games that released in 2025. To not beat all of them, but I beat a majority of them. Games that you can beat or sunk enough time into. I managed to put one game in my top 10 that technically I scored lower than the games that came underneath it because I think it has the highest ceiling to be rated higher than some of the other ones, and that was Rematch. When that game works, we've all talked about how much it sings, and once they figure out some of the latency issues, some of the bugs, all the stuff that is holding that game back, the connectivity issues, that game's gonna be really something special. It's just gonna take some time to actually get there, some money for sure. I really enjoyed the time that we've had with Rematch. Even when I hate it, I still think it has a really high ceiling.
Hell yeah. Any other honorable mentions, Gage or Row?
I will just go really quickly that rematch would also be an honorable mention for me for a lot of the same reasons that were just articulated. That when it works, it works. I actually don't even know. You're actually a bit more hopeful than I am. I think this is I hope it does get this, but I think this might actually need like a sequel, like a sort of ground up. I mean, nowadays with game design, like sometimes they do
True.
engine overhaul updates, which sure might fix it, but this does feel like something that needs a foundational sort of fixing, if you will. But the idea of the foundation, like I can see the vision, and I would love an update to fix it. I think it might take a sequel, but I agree with Christian. When it works, it sings is a great way to put it.
Let us not forget Rocket League, both an indie game and a sequel, and now that game is an esports staple. So it gauges onto
Right.
something.
Right.
True.
My honorable mentions, I have Haste, which is like a
Yes.
procedural generated like level runner game. You're trying to gain momentum. I don't know if there's another game that came out like on the Vita and the PlayStation 4 that I would compare it to, but I'm blanking on the name. But you're like a spaceship in that game, and you can like turn into a ball and you like roll off a hill. So you're basically just trying to get to the end of the level without hitting any of the obstacles. And after you complete a certain amount of levels, you get little boosts. So it's like it's a what are those games called again?
Roguelite?
Like Hades? Yes, like it's a roguelike. So you get a boost to your characters until you fail the run, and it's really fun. Like it wasn't anything like that's why something honorable mentions, but it was a fun time to sink my time into very casually. Again, if Sonic controlled like this, it would be so much fun in a wider, more free environment. But in this closed space, it was still an enjoyable time. My other one is Sonic Racing Crossworlds. I played all the racers
This
this
guy.
year. Mario Kart and Kirby Air Riders, which I definitely will be talking about more later. But Sonic Racing Crossworlds was really surprised me, as the other ones weren't really like standouts for me as much as I love the Sonic franchise. But this one was genuinely really fun, and I love the different character interactions, and I enjoyed it. I don't own Mario Kart World, but I have played it at my girlfriend's house, and I definitely enjoyed this more than that. I know that's not what I mean. Depending on where you are on the internet, that is a pretty cold take, but on other sides, it's a pretty hot take. But yeah, I really enjoyed Sonic Racing Crossworlds this year as well, and they're still adding. This year, they plan to add a lot more characters and tracks, so I'm glad that they're still supporting it as well.
Miku.
You want to know something funny, Ro? I bought 2
Yeah.
copies of Sonic Racing Crossworlds this year, and I've never played it.
Oh my god! Why'd you
That's
buy
not
two?
surprising.
Because they went to my nieces and nephews when we bought their
Okay,
Switches
okay.
for them. It went to each family. So
Okay, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
That's awesome.
um
Can I mention one more real quick one before
Yes.
passing off the mic?
Yeah.
30 seconds. If you like twin stick shooters, top down twin stick shooters, and if you like roguelites, Sectori is going to be one of the best games you play from last year. Maybe the best music in a game from last year. Sectori, really really fun.
Tori. Okay. I have one here that we played earlier in the year, and it is Lonely Mountain Snow Riders.
What I think should be our discovery of the year.
Really, but it came out
Released
last
in
year.
2025.
Damn the rules.
Damn
Screw
the
'em.
rules.
For the rules.
Oh my gosh.
Christian's right. I do agree.
Well, that was perfect.
Oh, interesting.
That was perfect
I
timing.
know.
Then.
It was like our January, and we just like that was our chill game. We just like played a bunch of it.
It's true. It
There's
Kind
a
of
couple of
embodies the
sessions where we had like
spirit.
6 or 7 people in a lobby too. That is true. We had a good.
yeah.
We did have a good run with that
7.
one.
It's like it's really well made. Like the snow indentations when you're going through the snow, it looks so good, and like the controls feel good. Like it gives you just enough control where it makes it fun, but it's like not too much where it's like hyper sensitive. Like it is very it's very fun to replay too. Like the replayability is insane. Trying to beat your runs and beat everyone else around you. Like yeah, definitely a lot to be said for that. So is that our discovery of the year then? Are we making that our discovery of the year?
With an asterisk.
With an asterisk, I would be. I mean, it goes against the one rule of discovery of the year, but yeah, I mean, it's,
go ahead, man. Put Silent Hill 2 remake on there too. Why not? We're already breaking the rules once. You're right.
no. Let's do. I mean, if we're not going to do Prey, which I think is a phenomenal pick, if it has to be something that we've all played, then I'm okay with Lonely Mountain.
Did Ro play Lonely Mountain with us?
No, I don't think so. But we
talked about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I get this.
Help us, Ro.
All right.
I barely played any games this year.
I put an asterisk by it. There we go. Lonely Mountain. I had no idea that was what game you were talking about, Christian. That was just luck that I had that as an honorable mention. All right. Yeah, I think that's my only honorable mention. There's a bunch of games.
I've got two more I can rattle off.
Oh,
if nobody else
go
has
for
any.
it. Go for it.
One that's more recent. I'm gonna do Ball X Pit as a
nice.
As an honorable mention. Very, very fun, very charming. I haven't put enough hours into it that I would like to. I think I've only got like maybe 10 or 12 hours into it. But really, really fun design and really good meta progression too. That has its own sort of mini games to deal with, and yeah, very fun. And then my last honorable mention is a game that we all sunk our teeth into very early this year, which is a little game called Mega Bonk, which was incredibly fun. I don't know that there's enough meat on the bones to feel like I can say like this is a contender for game of the year, because it is a lot of like taking what came before it and kind of rearranging it into a really good and fun package for sure. But I don't know if there's enough originality in it. But nonetheless, a great game, and I think I'm happy for these small indie devs that get a fun idea like this, and it can be as simple as what if this game but 3D, and sometimes that's all you need for something to really click. So I had to mention it just because I had so much fun with it.
Some of my most successful guides came from that game. Just me writing my own guides for Mega Bonk.
Huge.
Mega Bonk. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into our Game of the Year items. We have 5 games each, and I will start with my number 5 because it flows perfectly off of what you just said, because my number 5 is Mega Bonk.
Wow.
I played a lot. I played a lot of like AAA games this year that I had fun with that in previous years I might have included over Mega Bonk, but like this year I was like, I had a ton of fun with Mega Bonk, and then like months later I was like, wait, Mega Bonk, and then I went back to it and like played a bunch more of it because like it's so addicting and so much fun. Which is kind of funny because at its core, it's very like simplistic, right? It's like you're doing basic things, acquiring new skills, and kind of ramping up that difficulty curve as you go. And like that's what's so much fun about it, is the addiction to keep wanting to go back and push further into each level and try to survive as long as you can, and have like 6 bosses on the screen, and you're like, what the fuck am I gonna do with 6 bosses? But then you get all these power-ups that fucking just destroy them so quick. Like it's a lot of fun. It's chaotic as hell at times, but it's like it's kind of like a bliss game now for me, like where I can just boot it up and I'm just like lost in it.
There's something to say for the value of escapism with games, where it's like, as I get older, I really appreciate a game where I can really just turn my brain off and kind of just almost it's almost like a decompressed game where you just like, I'm just gonna, because the only input you do in that game is move and jump.
Yeah.
But through the
crouch.
Strategy,
you can be hop.
Okay, and you can crouch. My bad. Sorry, there's 3 button inputs, not 2. But yeah, like
there we go.
Just bliss is a great way to put it, where you're just sort of like, not mindless sounds negative, but you're just able to sort of like just decompress and kick back and put on a podcast and hang out.
Yeah.
people online when that game came out talked a lot about this game being derivative of Vampire Survivors. And sure, there's something to that. I won't deny that. This game would not work without its inspirations from Risk of Rain 2. That I think is like absolutely half of the sandwich from this game and why it works so well.
Okay. Let's see. We'll just go around this way. So we'll go. I know I'm doing this like you guys can see my screen. We're gonna go Row and then Christian, then Gage.
Nice.
Okay. So my number 5 pick is a little indie game called Unbeatable. It is a rhythm narrative game. It's a game that I've been waiting for a very long time, since I guess learned about it maybe a couple of years ago. And with each trailer, I've just been getting more and more excited. And then it came out, and I really liked it. There were some parts that I was a little disappointed by, but overall, I really enjoyed the narrative of the game and the rhythm game arcade mode. The kind of thing that I was disappointed by was that, again, I like the narrative, I like the story, but the story also held it back from, at least in the early stages, from being a rhythm game. Like, it took a really long time to get to those gameplay moments. But when those moments happened, I had a really good time. The presentation is like fantastic when they do like these cinematic rhythm game moments where they're like there's a police car chasing you and you're escaping to the beat. It's so hard to describe because it's literally just art on your screen, and I can't describe art like this. But the again, it's like, I think it's this studio's first game, so with all the flaws that it has, the highs that it has are really, really high, and it has me excited for whatever they make next, because I'm sure they'll just learn from this project and take all the positives and the criticisms and just put it all together for whatever is next. But separate to the story mode, the arcade mode is where I spend most of my time, which is just the rhythm game part. And the soundtrack is fantastic. I've downloaded so many songs from this game. But yeah, I wasn't completely like gung ho 5 out of 5 for this game as I was hoping to be, but I really was impressed by most of it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the art style is beautiful. I cannot overstate that enough.
Or on Unbeatable later when we talk about like the backlog stats. It makes an appearance.
Is the music genre gonna make a comeback? Hi-Fi Rush and then Unbeatable?
New rock band? We all come over?
Yeah, I wish. Okay, Christian, what's your number 5 game?
My number 5 is Silent Hill F. I had completely wrote this game off. I had written it off before it even came out because Silent Hill in the modern era just doesn't really work. By that I mean, sorry, the recent Silent Hill games, not as good as the ones we think of as like the classic Silent Hill games. That's what I meant. Excuse me. Boy, was I wrong. This was my first Ryukishi 7 story, and immediately after experiencing one, it's like, oh, okay, this dude knows what it takes to write a Silent Hill story. I want to go read his actual works that he's like famous for. Like Higurashi When They Cry is his most famous one. What a like really complex and layered story that is also a very intimate story about like being a teenage girl and growing up and having to deal with like expectations of society. Beautiful, beautiful game. One of the most interesting things for me, though, that made this game work so well is most of the time when we think of, what is this genre? Survival horror. When we think of survival horror, we think of the act of being powerless in combat. This game flips that entirely. Very quickly, it becomes like, okay, this is a story about becoming powered, right? And using that as a form of rage, tied very, very close with the themes of the story that's it's trying to tell, and it works. Really quickly, if I can add, there's a moment in the game when you first start playing when you have like literally 0 weapons and your only goal in combat is just to run and hide. I was like, oh, this is great. I want this to be like the way this game approaches combat. And then very quickly, it's like, no, actually, the forcing yourself to do more combat is really what makes this narrative work so well. Hinako, one of the best video game protagonists of last year. Very, very good. Scary game.
That means Ro's gonna play it. It's super scary.
Ro would like this game. Scary, and it's scary in the way Signalis is scary, and you could deal with that game.
Okay. It's on my wish list, but I just never pulled the trigger on it yet. But hearing you say that, because you're the reason I played Signalis, maybe I will play Soundhill F as well.
Hell yeah. Gage, what is your number 5 game?
My number 5 game, I feel confident in saying this probably flew under all of your radars. A very small indie game roguelite called Clover Pit, which is a slot machine roguelite with a really cool sort of like demonic sort of art style. It's got a PS1 sort of style graphics where all the sprites and pixels kind of like shimmer if you move the camera. It's a very, very cozy game. There's not enough to it to put it even in the same caliber of a game like Balatro, even though there's a lot of inspiration from Balatro in this game. It does not take you very long to kind of like quote unquote like roll credits on the game. Obviously this is one of those roguelites where if you want to 100% it, then yeah, you can put like tens and tens and tens of hours into it. So I can't put it any higher just because of the simplicity of the entire thing that's on offer, but it's incredibly charming. It's a really focused game. It does what it wants to do very well. And it has a very unique, fun art style. Similar to the Jokers in Balatro, a lot of the charms in this game are kind of funny and witty, and it's very memorable. It came to mobile recently, which means I'm playing it a lot more than I would have if it was just on Steam. So it's become like a on-the-go staple for me. So I have to include it in my top 5 just for how much I've played it. So Clover Pit, big recommend. Dan, I know you're kind of like on this roguelite discovery era for the last 2 years. So add this to your backlog, especially if it goes on sale for cheap. I think you'd enjoy it if you like Balatro.
Hell yeah.
I watched Northern Lion play like a good chunk of this and surmise based on him playing it. I was like, oh, this doesn't look as tight as a Balatro experience, even though it looks good. So I was like, I got what I need out of just watching these videos. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, I may play it just because I think it's in Game Pass, right?
That's ball.
That sounds like that could be right.
I don't think Clover Pit's on Game Pass.
Is it not? Oh.
It did come to Xbox recently, though.
Oh, it is on Game Pass. Yeah.
No way.
Yep. I will try to check that out. All right. Number 4 games. I will lead us off here with my number 4 from Joseph Fares and team over at Hazelight Studios, and that is Split Fiction. Of course, played the whole thing all in one sitting, right, Gage? No, I'm just kidding. It was like pulling teeth to get you to fucking... Oh, let's do one mission here. We finally did it, though.
That's because you didn't enjoy my style of comedy in that game.
Oh my god, that was painful. You were wanting to fucking ride the... Was that the one, or was that It Takes Two that you're riding the snail? And I'm like, get off.
No, that was this game. That was this one.
That was this one. Yeah. Fuck the snail. No more snails ever. But no. It is incredible. We've talked about it in the past. I think, Gage, you've mentioned it many times, how incredible it is that it feels like this game is like 15 games in one. Like every genre you could imagine, they've built something in this game for that, like a first-person shooter, a third-person shooter, a top-down, like everything you could imagine they've just thought of and done. And it's very, very interesting how Joseph Fares and Hazelight continue to make these really cool co-op experiences and keep that genre alive. So very cool. Split Fiction. Hell yeah. Ro?
My number 4, we briefly discussed this actually last week. Like this game, Dispatch is my number 4.
Hell yeah.
I think I was a little bit higher on it than those who have played it here. I definitely understand some of the criticisms, but I just love these games. I love these choose your own, again, quote unquote, choose your own adventure. That was one of the discussions. Like sometimes it feels like you're not choosing your own adventure, but I'm a sucker for choosing the dialogue option, I guess.
Right.
But I had a really good time with the story. I loved the characters. I was fine with the writing. I understand there's some cringy parts, but I thought it was overall a really good story. I thought the characters were written really well. I felt attached to most of them. And Visigal is my gal. By the end of it, that is. I don't want to get into spoilers, but but I definitely enjoyed the story, and I'm excited for more Telltale games. I hope Telltale is still making Wolf Among Us. Please, the sequel.
Telltale.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I get what you're saying. I get
Yeah,
what you're saying now.
Telltale. But I hope Ad Hoc will continue
Right.
making games like this too. But yeah, because I miss them. I miss them a lot, and I'm still waiting for more Life is Strange. And there's going to be other ones this year, like Mixtape, and there's going to be some stuff.
Rumors, right?
I miss this team, I guess, making games like this. And I liked the gameplay portions of it too. It took a little while for me to get warmed up to it, but once it clicked, it clicked for me, and I enjoyed those like dispatching moments. It could mess up the pacing from time to time in certain episodes, but overall I enjoyed sitting at my computer and choosing the right option and seeing who would best fit the situation. And so I had a good time with Dispatch. Number 4.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
The most important question I could ask you about this game.
Okay.
Did you fist bump Royd back at the urinal?
I did.
Episode 1.
I think I did.
Or 2.
Ooh,
maybe.
I would love to know the type
remember-
of person that doesn't fist bump Royd back.
I think I did, yeah.
Exactly. Thank you. I have a couple of screenshots from that game, like my percentage, but I don't know what my
Your
results.
breakdown?
Yeah, that I need to download on my phone and share with you guys to compare, see what you guys got, whatever.
Ro, you mentioned that at first it didn't click with you, and then it did. I think I want to say halfway through episode 3, I said to myself, I need to restart this game, actually, because I did so poorly on the first 2 like computer sections.
No.
Dude, at the end of episode 2, it was like, you perform better than 1% of other players. I was like, okay, come on, what are we doing? I gotta do something.
Oh, no.
I gotta do something here. Yeah. So I actually restarted and like was like, okay, I gotta lock in. And then, like you said, when it clicked, it really clicked, and then I enjoyed it a lot more.
Nice.
1%.
I'm excited to see the breakdowns of the choices, because like in the last couple episodes I was in like the trenches. Like no one chose what I chose in certain situations. I was like in like 5%, 1% stuff. I was like, oh, I guess I did choose my own adventure. But yeah.
Ro, there is rumors of a new Life is Strange game this year. I don't know if you saw that today.
I actually did not.
Yeah.
I saw like casting for like the movie or the TV show, but I did not see the game. That's
TV
exciting.
show?
They're doing a Life is Strange TV show or game. I mean movie. I'm not sure which one it is, but they're doing that.
The game is rumored to
So
bring
they say.
back Chloe.
Uh,
There you go.
interesting.
How's that gonna work?
How is that gonna work?
How's that gonna work?
I don't know.
Oh boy, unless it's another prequel. I don't know.
Yeah,
My Chloe's dead.
it's same.
Or is she?
I guess not. Yeah.
Christian.
My number 4 is a game that I will only say the title of the game and then wait to talk about it whenever you two talk about it because it's higher on both your lists. So my number 4 is Arc Raiders.
Arc Raiders. Okay. Okay.
Great game.
You better be bringing some heat for number 3, 2, and 1. If you're putting Arc Raiders at 4, that's all I'll say.
I am.
Gage, what's your
I think I
number
am.
4?
My number 4. Hold on, I'm keeping track of this IRL. Pains me to write this down this low on this little chart here. Okay. My number 4 is a game that has been in early access for 8 years. Do we have any guess as to what that might be?
Fortnite.
No.
Or is that really?
Oh, is it Tarkov? Is it Tarkov?
It is a little
Oh, yeah,
game
Tarkov.
called Escape from Tarkov.
What the fuck?
Which is well, hold on, Dan. You've not played the game. Which, similar to my comments about Half-Life, for all of its flaws, of which there are plenty, this game is immensely influential, and it is also a trailblazer, quite literally in the extraction genre. I can't think of a game before this one that had any relevancy for the extraction genre. This might be the pioneer for this genre of game. So this is the year that it finally released. I feel like no matter what year it came out, it would have to make its way on there for my list personally, just because I love that genre so much. And this game laid a lot of the groundwork for what other games now just think of as the default option. So even though I actually kind of agree with IGN's score of like 6 out of 10, there's other factors at play here that make me rate this game very highly in terms of what it contributed to gaming and to specifically the extraction genre. So Escape from Tarkov is my number 4.
Now, how much of 1.0 have you played?
I actually did re-download it and get back into it with Ryan. I think we're like three sessions deep. I have like 300 hours in this game. I don't know what you're trying to get. I have like almost
the pre
400 hours in this
1.0
game.
The pre 1.0.
Okay, but this is the Fortnite thing where it's like the 1.0 release was like a stamp of finalization. The game did not really change all that much.
6 out of 10. That's all I'm saying. He said it. He said it.
I did.
There you go.
Anyway, how cool is it that they do some of the like other IRL stuff for like their like lore? I forget what you call it.
The little
like
miniseries
Bungie does
they do?
ARGs, but yeah, Tarkov has like the IRL stuff.
They do. They have some really high production value. Yeah, shorts that they do.
It is funny because I attribute them very much in the same way that PUBG attributes to Fortnite's success. It's like it's so interesting, like how important PUBG was to Fortnite as Tarkov is to like future extraction shooters, including Arc Raiders. So
right,
it is interesting. Right. All right, my number 3 game is Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6. We honestly, I feel like we forgot about it. It was like a lifetime ago that we were just having tons of fun with that game, and then a bunch of other stuff came out, and we just kind of set it aside. But like that game, still, I think they did a really great job at launch. I think that the sound design in that game is still incredible. Obviously, all the Battlefield games have great sound design, but that one in particular, with all of the audio mixing and the jets flying overhead and the what is it, the radio mix or whatever that's
War Tapes VAL.
War Tapes, thank you. Yeah, really excellent design there, and all the gunplay feels really good. I've talked about this in previous episodes, so I don't want to get too crazy with it, but the gunplay itself got me back to the point where I love playing on the ground in Battlefield 6, right. Whereas in previous Battlefields, I did not give a fuck about playing on the ground. I wanted to be in jets and tanks and helicopters and all of that. And that's what makes it so special for me, that that ground combat's so much fun. So
My only criticism, and it's the one thing that holds Battlefield 6 back so much, is I thought the map design was like extremely lackluster compared to the Battlefield games we've got in the past. It's like the only reason why I don't consider Battlefield 6 or Battlefield truly back. But otherwise, very much agree with all your points that you mentioned.
Hell yeah. I did not play the campaign, though. I'm sure that it's not that good, though.
Not good. Not good.
Yeah. Ro, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is this is actually my number 3 is Digimon Time Stranger. Digimon Story Time Stranger, which is a collector it's like Pokemon JRPG. But it's also nothing like Pokemon, and that's why I love it so much, because it's beautiful, and the quality of life stuff, just how everything works, everything works. And I played Pokemon Z to A this year, and there's very much a high possibility me of not getting it. But I ended up getting it because I wanted to play with my girlfriend. But going forward, if they don't, step it up, I'm going to be playing not Pokemon going forward. I really enjoyed Digimon Time Stranger. I'm still playing it, but I'm so deep into it, I can't imagine not enjoying it by the end of this. I really like the story. The turn-based stuff is really cool. I like how I am doing a lot of deep diving into trying to find the right evolutions for the Digimon. Like it works a bit differently than Pokemon if you're not familiar. So once you reach a certain stage in the Digivolution, there's a point where the Digimon could evolve into like 3 different monsters. And depending on how you train it, whether it be like its personality or how high its stats are, it'll evolve into that Digimon or that Digimon or that Digimon. And so I would like go onto the internet and figure out how to get this one, and then train my stats to make sure I got that one. And I just had a lot of fun with that, just trying to make my team as stacked as possible while going through this story. What else can I say about it? I don't know. It's just really quality JRPG monster catching. And again, I want to highlight it because there are other options out there, and they're really good. Even outside of Digimon, there's lots of people making indie versions of Pokemon that are competing, I think. So if you're getting fed up with Pokemon, I definitely suggest looking to Time Stranger or just doing a little bit more research, and you'll find your itch somewhere else as well.
I'll say this, Ro, you're not alone. That's a pretty highly rated RPG that came out last year. A lot of people really dug Time Stranger.
Yes. And it looks like Bandai, like they've released other Digimon games in the past, other Digimon story games in the past, but for some reason this one just hit different for the fandom. It got me to watch like the anime that came out this year, Digimon Beat Break. I'm just starting to get into Digimon as a franchise even more. And if Bandai continues like this and don't fall back onto how it has been, they can actually maybe start to compete with Pokemon again, which is really exciting for Pokemon fans, but really exciting for Digimon fans, because hopefully it'll make Game Freak improve their game as well.
Oh yeah.
Game Freak has like a AAA looking game coming out pretty soon.
Yeah,
I forget what it's called.
Beast of Reincarnation, right? It's coming at the Xbox event next week, right?
I hope so.
I'm taking your word for it.
I think that's what it. Yeah,
I'd love to see more of that.
Yeah, Beast of Reincarnation. That's the third game that's in the Xbox event next week. Okay. Christian.
Yeah, I'll get through this game in like 90 seconds because no one wants to hear me talk about this, I think. Let me start. Okay, maybe not 90 seconds. Let me start off by talking about movies. In the same way that you watch a movie like Train Dreams and think, wow, what an impactful, intimate narrative that feels almost like literary, that kind of like really touches me in a way not a lot of stories do. This game had a very similar effect on me, and I think in any given year where Roshan is playing video games on a more consistent basis, I think he would also agree that this game is worthy of the praise that I'm about to give it. This game is Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. It's an RPG game about a dying android. I think the lore in this game, if you remember from Citizen Sleeper 1, is that humans, they have like their subconscious placed into a robot, and they need they're like corporate machines, so they need to have like a daily medicine that these corporations provide in order to keep their life going, and so they can work right for corporatocracies. This is the same thing, but an entirely different android somewhere else. There's like very like small like nods to the original Citizen Sleeper. It's the same thing, man. Another like very intimate story about just trying to survive, and it's a game about reclamation. You have like a found family in this one, so it's very, very intimate. You're trying to get people to join you and your crew, and the game is like you have 6 dice for one day, and you can only roll those dice, and you have like a number of things that you could do. So you hope that you get some good rolls on your dice, and you hope you get some good outcomes to progress the story. You can choose kind of where you want to go and what you want to do. And yeah, man, I mean, it's mostly a game about reading and listening to music, but it was like, by the end of it, I was like, I'm crying the way my story shook out. And it's awesome. It's not for everyone. I know some people tried Citizen Sleeper 1, didn't love it. This might be the same, but it was my kind of shit. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, I need to play that still. I loved Citizen Sleeper 1, and again, another game based on your recommendation. I'm pretty sure playing the first one. So hopefully I will get around to it someday.
Not long either. I mean, depending on how you play, it can be as short as like 4 to 6 hours, but as long as like 10 to 15, somewhere around there. Great game for like a handheld, if you have like a Steam Deck or something, great game for on the go. In bed, I should say. In bed gaming.
My kind of shit. Christian Macias, the gamer.
I know it doesn't mean anything, but I just wanted to wrap up me ranting.
It's a quote they use in the Accolades trailer. My kind of shit.
I wish.
Yeah, exactly. Gage, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is a game that we played a lot. I think in 2024, but the game came out in 2025. Maybe I'm getting my years mixed up. Either way, the final release was 2025. So it is eligible for my list finally, which is number 3, Abiotic Factor. What an incredible, almost to the opposite of what I was talking about with Escape from Tarkov and earlier with Half-Life, where this game doesn't really inspire a lot of new things, but it is sort of like the Mega Bunk, but done to a level, I think a caliber higher than that, which is that it is taking a lot of lessons learned from previous survival games and reorganizing them and remixing them in a way that makes this game feel incredibly fresh. It has this pacing to it that almost makes it feel like it is sort of an adventure game that you're going through this facility and you're doubling back and you're learning new secrets about what does what. But on top of that, it does have the core mechanics of like a Valheim or like a sort of survival game. And it kind of blends those two genres really, really well in a very interesting way, while paying homage to games like Half-Life and games that came before it. And also, I think we've all said this numerous times, the game is incredibly charming. You could tell that the voice actors, whoever they were, it felt like everybody's having fun making this game. And that did kind of bleed onto me as the player experiencing this. So I had a smile on my face for like 90% of the time playing this game. Great game. Abiotic Factor.
Do you remember the first time we went through that portal and we ended up in like a Silent Hill looking world and we're like, okay, so this game really is something special, huh?
Right. I do. I remember that. I remember the Resident Evil, like, what is it? Like you're in a mall or something and you have to start turn all the switches. Like the train one was cool too. Like that felt like a Lovecraftian sort of like weird short story that you've just plopped yourself into. Very original game. Well, again, it's remixing old ideas, but it's doing so in such a way that's super compelling to me.
Should finish that.
All right. We've made it to our number 2 picks here. Number 2 for me is going to be very telling to the rest of you to know what the other one's going to be. And honestly, to start the year, I thought that this was going to be like very much the game of the year for me this year. I thought that this was it. Number 1, no doubt about it. And then as the year progressed on and other things happened, and then I was like, this is interesting. So with all that being said, and I only have, to be fair, I only have about 12 hours in this game at number 2, and that is The Outer Worlds 2. That is my number 2 pick. I still am very excited to finish this game and see it all the way through because I think it's very much iterative, very much a better experience than the first game by far. Not by far, but it's an iterative experience. Every facet is a little bit better than the original game. And I think they added a lot of meaningful things to it, like I talked about last week. I don't want to reiterate everything I already talked about, but I am excited to see where Obsidian continues to go because it's insane that they released 3 games last year. Like I still can't even believe that happened, and they continue to put out quality stuff. It may not be a Last of Us Part 2, but they put out stuff that's fun to play. So, yeah, Outer Worlds 2, number 2 for me. Row.
Right, my number 2 is, I won't spend too much time on this, Trails in the Sky, first chapter, the remake. I didn't discover it, but I played it pretty late in the year, last year, and it's bleeding into this year. I'm on chapter 3 out of 5 chapters, I believe. So I'm getting there, but each chapter is like 10 hours long, so it's going to take me a while. But the best way I could describe it is that it's like playing a season of a slice of life anime set in like a medieval fantasy world, and it's a very slow burn, but you get to know the characters really intimately, and the combat's really fun. So there's still enjoyment to have in the interim. But as far as I know, like from what I've read online, that slow burn really pays off once you get to the end. Of course, I can't speak to that, but so far what I've played has been really enjoyable, and I enjoy the little shenanigans that we're getting into from chapter to chapter. There's like some really deep lore and world building that I'm just enjoying a lot. Just like getting sucked into that world, and hopefully by the end of it, I can say that I'm a fan because I think the second chapter remake second chapter is coming out in fall, so I would love to be able to be caught up so I could play that. But yeah, having a really good time with Trails of the Sky.
Trails? Does it leave trails in the sky?
It does. It does. There are trails in the sky everywhere. Yeah. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means yet, but I'm assuming
they're
it will mean
chemtrails, bro.
something. I know they're chemtrails, but like, why is it named that? Like, I don't know. I think there's something deeper going on.
Christian, what is your number 2?
I'm really happy Ro mentioned this about a slow burn because I actually felt very similar with this game in the first half of it, and I wasn't sure how it would live up to my expectations, or where the story was going. I'm glad I was wrong. A game that I think might be Gage's number 2 as well. You ever just yearn for any love of any kind? I'm talking Death Stranding 2 on the beach. It took me a long time, but it was when I got to that back half and the story starts to ramp up that I really fell in love with what this game was doing. There are some turns this game takes toward the end Some of them kind of like actually insane that people think like is like the batshit Kojima shit, but some of them that I think are like really beautiful. And like I'm like absolutely shocked that this game is going where it's going. At the end of the day, it's just a really intimate story about how to handle grief as a person, but through some like really compelling characters. Tomorrow, Rainy, and Fragile, all my girls, and some of the stuff they do with Sam in that game is like really good narrative wise. It's a really dumb way of putting it, but like it's some of Kojima at his best, writing what he does for Sam in that game. Phenomenal. That's all I'll say.
I heard you say those three names, and I couldn't help but hear Gage in my head saying those names are incredible. Tomorrow, Rainy, and what was the other one?
Fragile.
Fragile.
But she's not that fragile.
Oh, she's not.
I'm fragile,
That's trending.
but I'm not that fragile.
She realizes
so
by
good.
the end that she's actually strong. The entire thing.
You have no idea what
It's a
fragile's been
metaphor.
through, man.
You don't know what you're talking about, Dan.
Oh, all right. What's your second one, Gage?
Well, I'm so glad that that Christian thought he had me locked and loaded. My number 2 is a little
wow.
game called Arc Raiders.
Oh wow.
This game is I mean, we've all talked about Arc Raiders so much, so I won't really spend a whole lot of time on it, but I will touch on something that I think Dan said recently in a recent episode, which is that, or maybe it was Christian. This game is like, from a gameplay perspective, a game of a bygone era. It feels like something that is so dedicated to its core mechanics and core gameplay loop. It has so little interest in things that have become staples nowadays, with like live service overbearing nonsense and microtransactions and pushing this and pushing that. This game, these devs have no interest in any of that nonsense, and instead are like, to the detriment of their own team. I'm sure it wasn't easy to do this, but to delay the game for so long. Just recently, Dan and I were playing by ourselves, and I was humming a song. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just watching the Arc Raiders reveal trailer," and I was like, "Oh, coming 2022, isn't that fun?" So for these guys to not only be in the position to be able to say, "No, this game's not ready yet, we need to take time," and then to get this finished product, I can't think of a better sort of like underdog story in recent years in gaming. This game makes me. I haven't fallen out of love with video games, so it's a bit overdramatic, but it's like, right, this is why I love multiplayer gaming, specifically multiplayer gaming. So yeah, Arc Raiders is number 2. It's fantastic. I'm close to like 400 hours now, and this game's been out for like 2.5 months. It's incredible, and I am ready to glaze for the foreseeable future for whatever the studio has cooking up.
Forgive me for being very derivative, but I'm gonna use the phrase gameplay loop. That game has a very tight and very good gameplay loop. They get it. Reductive is the word. Sorry, not derivative. Reductive.
So then that leads very nicely into my number 1 game of the year, which is Arc Raiders. Did not imagine that this game would be my game of the year at the start of the year this year, but it is this little $40 game. This is just the game that literally has pulled me away from Halo Infinite. I haven't not played Halo Infinite in a long ass time. Like, I played Halo Infinite religiously until this game came out, and I honestly can't even tell you the last time I booted up Halo Infinite. And that's not talking derogatorily towards Halo Infinite, just talking about how good this game is. And I think what's interesting is we got to the point where we played so much, and we got to the point where, are we going to reset our character? Are we not going to reset our character? And I was like, no, I'm not resetting my character. I've spent so much time into this. Like, I can't even imagine what another, doubling that time to get back to where I am now on the next run. And the funny part is after I did that, I kind of regretted it because now I'm to the point where I get home from work and I'm like, I just want to boot that up. And that comes after. So rewind a little bit. Was it like a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago? I was like, yeah, I'm done playing Arc Raiders solo. I'm only playing when the boys want to squad up. And I stuck with that for like a week. Like I did not play Arc Raiders at all solo. And I played other things. I played some Outer Worlds and some other stuff. And then the boys had me jump on with them on trios, and then I was like sucked back in, and I was like fucking playing solo. And the thing is I'm not even playing for anything at this point in solos. Like I said, I didn't do the expedition, so like I'm not really playing for anything. I already have 4 million credits. It's not like I need more credits. I don't need more loot. I'm just playing because the game is fun. Like it's not even I don't care about the loot anymore. I'm going in just having fun, seeing what experiences with other players I can run into, and yeah, that's like most of the fun in this game is just seeing other players and interacting with other players and seeing what crazy shit just happens. To this game's credit, like no game in a long time has gotten so many people to get on the mic, and that also is very very exciting.
Wow, I didn't even think about that at all.
Yeah,
Dan, I mean, can you think of a shooter game that you've played in the last? Maybe I could say ever, where you've been with 3 friends and you've decided, you know what we're gonna do for this next run? We're gonna be a mariachi band for the whole run, and go around from group to group, doing our little song, doing our little jig, getting donations from the lobby. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, this game is it's incredible.
Insane. So that is mine. Roshan, what is your number 1?
My number 1 is Sakurai's Kirby Air Riders.
Wow.
This is
City Trial.
City Trial is back. Kirby Air Riders is back. I every time I talk about this game, I say that it's like a dream game that I never imagined would happen. Every time I brought it up, like me and Christian would say like a sequel to Kirby Air Riders in this next trailer. Like I wanted it to happen, but like I never truly believed it would happen. Now that it's here, it's a dream come true. It is like so much fun. Reliving my childhood and then some. Like there's so much like in the story mode. It's the story mode is crazy, like the road trip thing. Like it's essentially fun like Smash mini games, but there's like a cutscenes in between, and once you unlock the secret ending, there's a secret ending. It's just so much opens up. And I'm just so happy that Sakurai was able to create this. I'm just so happy that I'm alive to experience it. It's taking a backseat right now because I'm playing Trails, but I could easily see myself diving back into it once I'm done with that and playing another 20 hours of City Trial. They do like these events as well where you play these online matches and you get like stickers and hats and stuff like that. I don't understand, but I wish they would have been able to what's the word I'm looking for? Support this a little bit longer. I'm glad that it is a fully realized game, and like the price point for me is worth it. But I would have loved there to be like some sort of DLC in the future. But again, I never thought this game would exist in the first place, so I'm just happy that it does. And I've had an absolute blast with it this year. Yeah, playing City Trial again, playing the old racing tracks, going online, customizing my ride, my rider. Yeah, it's lots of fun.
Just realized this is the only Nintendo game on the list, coming of course from Nintendo Aficionado. But Dan also has a Switch too.
I do.
Nothing impressed him. Nothing impressed him.
I mean,
in fact, one game may still be in the cellophane.
Donkey Kong I was having fun with.
Yeah.
I played that in Canada actually when I was in Canada. But but
Fake
yeah,
country.
I didn't
Just
get as
kidding.
much as I'd like into it. Christian, what is your number one?
Let me give you 90 seconds to spread the gospel of Hollow Knight Silk Song. Yeah, man. You thought Hollow Knight was maybe one of the best Metroidvanias of all time. You'd be right. And then Team Cherry comes around and does it again with Silk Song, but makes the combat twisted, more difficult, but also more engaging, more in depth, and also adds on top of it not just really interesting lore for the world, but a really compelling narrative for Hornet, giving her voice, giving her agency, making her ties to the like the main antagonist really, really compelling. And then also being so brave as to hide an entire Act 3 into the game for the real ending that like is very nondescript, and you have to like be playing the game and just doing all the things that you want to unlock, just because you want to, and then you unlock Act 3. Otherwise, you're gonna need a guide. You would need to have a guide to even get there, and it just completely transforms the game. It's awesome. I don't know how they design the worlds the way they do so intricately with so few people. But I'm really glad they took their time to make this game, because it is truly something special, and it very quickly entered my list of my only 5-star game from last year.
Wow,
Entered the list.
dang.
Shout out Sheldon.
Shout out to Sheldon, dude.
Hell yeah. Gage?
Do we have anybody in the chat?
We do not today. There's a lot of people watching, but nobody's chatting. People chat it up.
Everybody's just eagerly awaiting my number one pick.
And here it is. What is it?
And let me pose you a question. Would you let the wind tell you where to go
Oh, God.
if you could brave fate and prove it wrong?
It's like Kojima.
Because I would. You know, it's funny. I was going back and forth about which one should be number one, and like there's something to be said about a game is a game, and therefore game mechanics should. But there's just something about, for me personally, when something emotionally affects me, it really sort of rises above the rest of a game can sort of have an impact on me. And Death Stranding 2 is a game that I went in primed to not enjoy. I had recently gotten a very big upgrade on my TV, and I was thinking, what's a recent game that's come out that can be a great benchmark for how good this TV is? Let's boot this up. Christian's been sending me screenshots. Let's boot this game up. Let's play it for like 6-7 hours and be done with it.
6-7?
God damn it. I really hate that so much. And instead, I was treated to one of the most impactful and emotional stories about grief and non-linear love and the connection that people can have without ever meeting each other. And this game is so incredible. I can tell a game has really had an impact on me when I catch myself like looking up cutscenes again, like months after I've put it down, just to get another like drip of dopamine from some of these emotional beats. And I mean, I will say, like, for sure, there's probably a bonus of like somebody who's been listening to Woodkid for 2010, and it's like, oh, he's doing a major video game now, and the music like just is incredible, and that obviously is doing some heavy lifting for me personally, like on a personal bias. But no, I was totally head over heels for a lot of these characters, which I was not expecting to be. I think the reason that this game shines for me so much is, like I said, going into it expecting to not like it. I was not predisposed. I was not a fan of this franchise, and this game just knocked me on my ass. And yeah, just like sitting there, like with tears rolling down my cheeks as I'm rolling credits. It's an incredible game. I've never connected to a GIF more, which is the Danny DeVito from It's Always Sunny, where he's sitting there saying, I get it now. I understand it now. that was me. That was me playing this game. And like Christian said, the third act, I would even say halfway through the second act, this game really sort of like pedaled to the floor in terms of its plot and its character writing. And it's incredible. This is going to stay with me for a very long time. And I did not expect it to.
Hell yeah.
There's a scene in that game, a cutscene that it's optional. If you decide to give Tar Man, a copy of Moby Dick that you find in your room. You just unlock a cutscene and it gives you his backstory. And that cutscene just fucking floored me. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, how cinematic is this?
Glenn did make it in the chat. He said, I was here late, but I'm here. Thank you, Glenn, for joining us. And thank you, everyone else who
Look who's late now.
in the
Look
chat.
who's late now.
Look who's late now. Exactly.
That's right. All right. So our PXN game of the year with the points totaled up here is officially Arc. Sorry, go ahead, Christian.
Motherfucker. We have a top 4 this year.
We have a top 4.
Tied for third is both Hollow Knight Silksong and Kirby Air Riders, thanks to us two.
Let's go.
And then in second place with 9 points, Death Stranding 2. And then in first place with 11 points, Arc Raiders.
There you go.
There it is.
PXN's game of the year.
Well deserved. I think we can all agree. Well deserved. Non AAA. And Dan, I completely forgot about this until you said it during your spiel. A $40 game.
Yeah.
That's the cherry on top of all of this is a $40 game that generously gives you like $200 worth of content easily.
For sure. Yes. Best bang for your buck game of the year ever.
If Gage has to leave, I have some stats from Backlog that might be just a bit fun.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, so every year Backlog does their it's the end of the year and you can vote for all these different categories and I think like the second week of January they'll have like the official 2020 like X year game of the year results. So last year 240,000 votes were cast for each of the categories. 46,000 people participated and then 2.3 thousand different games were submitted in all the categories. I want to mention Unbeatable because it was on Rose's list. It won the Instant Hit Award, which is most voted game that released after the event started, so a latecomer. The Lasting Impression Award went to Split Fiction, most voted game that released between January and March 2025. So one of the earliest games of the year, and it, again, had a lasting impression. There are different categories. Is there any that you would like to hear? I have multiplayer, soundtrack, art direction, narrative, gameplay, and of course, game of the year.
I mean, if you're doing rapid fire, I'd love to hear all of them.
Okay, multiplayer, that went to Peak, which was one of my honorable mentions. I didn't mention it, but it's up there. Runners up were Split Fiction and Arc Raiders. Soundtrack went to Expedition 33. Runners up were Silksong and Deltarune. Art direction went to Expedition 33. Silksong, runner-up. Hades 2, runner-up. Narrative went to Expedition 33. Runners up were Dispatch and Silent Hill F. Gameplay went to Hollow Knight Silksong. Runners up were Expedition 33 and Hades 2. And then game of the year.
Death Stranding 2 this year, or is it just me and you? Sorry, go ahead.
Game of the year. I'm gonna read you the top 5. In number 5 with 1,500 votes is Donkey Kong Bonanza. In number 4 with 1,900 votes was Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. In number 3 with 2,000 votes was Death Stranding 2. Sorry, did I get that right? Sorry, that's third place. Second place is Hollow Knight Silksong with 7,168 points. And then with 14,944 votes, more than double, Expedition 33.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. I noticed that none of us mentioned it. Did none of us play it this year?
I played it.
Okay. I'm just kidding.
Same,
I'll say, and that's all I have to say about that.
Jesus.
Forrest Gump.
All right. I think we will close there for this week because we are running late. But next week we'll have 2026 predictions, so make sure you guys come back for those. And Thank you again to everyone joining us live on YouTube and Twitch, as well as podcast services everywhere, including Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. Thank you, Ro. Thank you, Gage. Thank you, Christian. I am Daniel, and this has been Podcast PXN, and we are out. Much love, and keep on gaming.
See ya.
See ya.